Stan Turner and Cyndy Bruato.
That's just
next.
ahead.
It comes only from the cane, C&H, pure cane sugar, that's the one.
Happy Days again, weekdays at 4 on Channel 5.
Wednesday, happy days. Thursday.
I'm Steve Edelman.
I'm Sharon Anderson.
On today's show, I go to a second grade class in St. Louis Park to share some Thanksgiving fun.
And we'll go to a Bloomington restaurant that just opened that specializes in spicy Chinese food.
Also here in our studios, Cyndy Bruato and Stan Turner from Eyewitness News are going to take us behind the scenes. All that just ahead on Good Company.
From the Twin Cities, it's Good Company. With your hosts, Steve Edelman and Sharon Anderson. With roving reporter Gary Lumpkin and the Good Company Company.
Trying to get going today.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it is cold out
Great
there, isn't
week.
it?
It's cold out there.
Winter really happened to us overnight.
But I think it's kind of invigorating.
Oh, come on.
Oh, I'm serious.
Really?
Don't you feel kind of energized?
No, it gave me a headache.
Is that
To admit it, yeah. Oh, yeah. That cold on the forehead. Ooh, that's. I'm not glad to see that back. I have to admit. I'll have to share your energy, kid.
If you want to be energized,
Yes.
you and you all might try a new restaurant which has just opened here in the Twin Cities. We're starting out today with our restaurant review. Now, as you probably know, one of the best-known restaurants in the Twin Cities, Howard Wong's, has closed, but a new restaurant immediately took its place, and it's called the Mandarin Yen. The Mandarin Yen, in my estimation, is really just superb. It has some of the finest spicy Chinese food in the Twin Cities. And it's open now near the corner of Highway 494 and Penn Avenue South, and we're going to review it today. Let's take a look at it right now. Now, they haven't really changed it much from the way it was with Howard Wong's, but the food has changed significantly.
Right. Now, here's the location. You've probably seen it right there on the highway if you haven't been to Howard Wong's. It is right off 494, as Steve said, and they have a new sign on the outside, Mandarin Yen. And when you go inside, the decor is pretty much the same as it was when it was Howard Wong's. It's a large place, much larger than the other Mandarin Yen up on Highway 12. The inside is done in, well, red and gold and some Chinese painting on the wall and wallpaper, Chinese lanterns. It's just two large, rather comfortable rooms.
Yeah, very comfortable. The wide expanse makes for a very nice experience. On the right there is the owner. His name is Frank Lee, and he also, of course, owns the Mandarin Yen that's out on Highway 12. And we asked him to suggest some of his specialties. He suggested the bonbon salad as the inexpensive dish that you might try. For $3.75, it's a salad with lettuce and chicken, and on top of that, a peanut sauce, which is very tasty.
And Frank also chose the daily luncheon Chinese buffet as the most popular item they have. This is served every day. It's $5.95. And since Howard Wong's was primarily Cantonese, which is mild Chinese food, they're trying to get people to taste the other kind of food that they serve, which is Szechuan, which is spicy. So in the buffet, they'll have a spicy dish and a milder dish, along with several kinds of rice every day.
That's Joe Lee, and Joe is the head chef. We asked him to prepare his specialty dish, the one he really loves. And what he's putting together is something that they call Grand Duke chicken, which is a spicy dish made with chicken and peanuts and a few other things. First he takes the chicken and he throws it in and stir-fries that in the hot oil. And then he puts in the combination of peanuts and, what's the other thing he has in there, Sharon? The peanuts and...
The red peppers, peanuts, green onions.
Green onions, that's right. And the green onions are really crucial to this dish. Then he stir-fries that whole thing together, and he puts in a special sauce. And look at him toss-fry. Have you ever done it? I mean, we've done this at home.
No, I've never done it that dramatically.
Then he lays in the oil.
And look at the amount of fire under that.
Yeah, he's doing it very quickly. Of course, that makes the chicken very, very tender and flavorful. And they do just an excellent job of putting that dish together. It costs $6.75. And Sharon and I have had that particular dish at the other Mandarin Yen probably 15 or 20 times.
Oh, yeah.
It's wonderful.
This is beautiful. This is a specialty item that they'll make up for you for special occasions. They're appetizer trays. They'll make them in the shape of peacocks or dragons or lovebirds or any other arrangement you'd like. That one happened to be roast beef and turkey and mushrooms.
We asked some of the patrons what they thought of the new Mandarin Yen.
The atmosphere, I think, is nice. You know, we've been here over the years.
Oh, wow.
It hasn't changed much, but it's nice.
Yeah, I think the food prices are a little high for during the lunchtime to the other prices in the area that we've had. Yeah.
I think I had the buffet, and I think the buffet was very, very good. In fact, the other guys I'm with already went for their second plate.
They are open, by the way, 7 days a week. They have a carry-out service available. They also have banquet facilities for up to 250 people. And I would say that Sharon and I have tried a lot of restaurants around the Twin Cities. Mandarin Yen is one of them. The one out on 12, which is their original restaurant, is one that we went to a lot. And the beauty of this place is they are totally consistent, wouldn't you say?
I'd say, yes. Every time you order something, it's going to be as good as it was the last time you ordered it. And I'm a big fan of this Szechuan, the spicier food. And if you haven't tried it, it may take you a little while to get used to it. But once you have, you'll never go back to the other Chinese food, I think. It's great fun.
Just
Lots
doesn't have
of
the
different
kick.
flavors, yeah.
So there it is. It's called the Mandarin Yen, and it's the new one located on the corner of Penn and 494. There you are, in Bloomington. Sharon?
It's time now for our People feature. This is where we go out into the Twin Cities and surprise people, ask them a question about what's going on around town or what's on their minds. So we went to Southdale and asked, if you could live your life as a TV character or personality, who would you be?
Be Tom Selleck, at least for a day, because I've noticed he seems to lead quite a good lifestyle with his friends and girlfriends in Hawaii, so I think I'd like to try that lifestyle for a while.
Probably the Roadrunner. I think there's a lot of freedom that he has, and he's fun.
Garfield, because I think he's a funny character.
I would say that would be Judge Hirsch on Taxi, because he's the only one that has any common sense and has any stability to the program. He's with a lot of crazy people, and he just seems to hold the whole thing together.
Big Bird. I'd like to be Tanya Roberts, the gal who plays CT on Matt Houston, because of her striking good looks, and the character she plays is really fascinating to me because of the line of work she does, and she keeps moving, and it's all constantly meeting people. I think that would be really just neat.
I guess I'd want to be Stan Turner. Something about the way he reads the news with Cyndy Bruato, and I guess that then I could have the chance to sit next to Cyndy Bruato every evening. That would really do it.
Well, what's your answer?
Oh, I guess I have two. If I could be a character and live the life of the character, it'd definitely be Jennifer Hart on Heart to Heart. What a wonderful lifestyle.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. But if I could be a real-life TV personality, it would probably be Barbara Walters, just because she gets to interview the top people in the world and travel and meet these people.
That's
interesting. How about you?
I can't think of a person on television that I'd want to be, but I thought it would be fun to be like a rock star like Mick Jagger. Hey, really? You know, all you do is you get out there and go crazy and get paid for it. What could be better than that? You know, you don't have to worry about anything. You walk on stage and just give it to them. You know, now that appeals to me.
Maybe we could just play that at home and you could walk out and start to sing and I'll scream and carry on.
How about this?
Would that work for you?
Mick Jagger meets Barbara Walters. That's what we're going to do.
I love it.
Yeah. When we come back, we're going to be going to a second grade classroom in St. Louis Park where I shared a little Thanksgiving fun with them. That's right after this. Stay with us.
How do the Morgans clean their rug?
By spending $12.50 on a steam machine.
But the Browns get the same looking results.
With an easier, less expensive way. Woolite Spray Foam Rug Cleaner. Woolite penetrates into rug fibers to clean ground-in dirt.
Oh, our rug looks clean.
Smells fresh, too. We spent $12.50 on a steam machine.
Next time it's Woolite.
Use Woolite Spray Foam Rug Cleaner.
For rugs that can look steam machine clean.
Do I know Oster? I'd be lost without my Oster Electronic Kitchen Center. It's an all-in-one appliance. Some days I use it for every meal, as an osterizer blender, mixer, food grinder, salad maker, or dough maker. There's plenty of power for the heaviest jobs, with precise control of every speed. I always get great results with Oster.
At Gamble's, our own hardware, OK Hardware, Coast to Coast Hardware.
Hey, guys, I got something new here.
Planters unsalted cocktail peanuts, all right.
Where's the tablecloth?
Get to maitre d'.
Yeah.
Wait till you taste Planters' new unsalted cocktail peanuts. So crunchy and delicious, their fresh out of the shell taste makes ordinary occasions special.
Some Planters unsalted peanuts, they're new.
Darling, a man who knows what I really want.
Look, not one of these toilet bowl cleaners works like germicidal Saniflush. Not Comet, it can't clean rust stains like Saniflush. Not Vanish Liquid, 2000 Flushes, or Blue Boy. They can't clean rust stains or kill common household germs like Saniflush. Saniflush releases churning bubbles, chemically breaks down stains, deodorizes, and kills germs. So for rust stains, why buy these when germicidal Saniflush works like the others can't?
A couple of weeks ago, I got a letter from the St. Louis Park Elementary Schools, and in this letter, they suggested that I come to their school, one of their schools, and observe what was going on there.
Observe? What do you mean? What did they have in mind?
Well, I think what they wanted to do was to set up a situation where various members of the media could come in and observe a classroom in session so we could see what the teachers go through, so we have more of an appreciation for the whole educational process.
Did they want you to actually teach?
Well, yeah, it was kind of open-ended. It was like, do whatever you think you can do, get together with us and talk about it. Well, at that time, since it was just recently, what they were doing is little projects preparing for Thanksgiving. So I thought, wouldn't it be fun to go out to the school and participate in the kids' Thanksgiving and bring a turkey, which is what I did. Now, there's a school I went to. It's called the Peter Hobart Primary School, and they have kindergarten through 3rd grade in that school. And there's the teacher I was with, Miss Carol David, and she, in her 2nd grade class, were about to meet me and meet my turkey.
Boys and girls, this is Steve Edelman, who's come to visit us a little bit this afternoon.
And one of the things we're going to, well, hello, how are you? One of the things we're going to do today is we are going to make turkeys that you can bring home to your parents out of little materials. And we thought it would be kind of fun for you to get to take a look at a real turkey to see what you're going to make, okay? So I brought a turkey. This is a real turkey in this bag. You ready for this?
No.
Okay. This one is a pet turkey, so he's supposed to be very tame. There we go.
That thing's big.
Whoa. Yeah, he's real. There he is. There. Yeah, that's a real turkey. If you want to, you can kind of come up and touch him, but don't jump him all at once. You know, we'll just kind of come up. There you go. You can kind of get him around the side here. That means, hi kids, how are you? He's really he's very tame, isn't he? What do you think of him?
He's neat. He is alive, too.
Yeah, this is a real turkey.
Will he walk?
Sure. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to make turkeys, and you'll be able to come up here and get all your materials for that. And why don't you go ahead and grab your materials right now?
Pick one of everything you want.
Now, you can take any of these materials that you want. And if you want a little yarn, you can cut off a little yarn, or painting materials, anything you think would look good on your turkey. Okay? Oh, okay. I'll come up here.
I don't know how to do.
Whoa, okay.
Did you see him flap his wings?
Yeah, I did. Oh, I think, you know, he's okay, though. How's it going here?
Pretty good. I'm not sure how I should do that.
Uh-huh. Which part?
The feet.
Well, I think you got it right. I think you got about the right number of toes there. And why don't you just draw another one then right next to it, and then you can go from there. I think you chose the right color with that gray. Okay. Thanks. Good. Yeah. Anybody else need some help? How you doing here? Oh, that's nice. You're doing kind of a watercolor picture, huh? That's very nice. Who are you going to give this to?
My mom.
Oh, yeah? Do you do a lot of paintings for her? No? Well, I think she'll like this one. What's your name?
Allison.
Allison? Very nice, Allison. Aren't these great? The kids are basically doing whatever they want to do because this is supposed to be just a creative process.
I think they're doing just great.
Yeah. How do you get them to participate? I mean, what's the idea here?
Well, they've had a lot of experience, you know, already in kindergarten and first grade, and we have a real good art teacher, and so they've worked with a lot of these materials before.
What we'd like everybody to do now is, why don't you hold up your turkey so we can get a really good look at what you ended up with. Okay, everybody, why don't you all come up to the chair here and we'll talk about Thanksgiving a little bit. Okay, here we go. Okay, now I know you've been studying a little bit about Thanksgiving in the last few days. So can anybody tell me what is Thanksgiving all about?
Pilgrims sailed the Mayflower over, and the Indians and the Pilgrims became friends, and they had a great feast of thanks.
Ah, right, good.
And what they ate was a turkey.
Okay. What is your absolute favorite Thanksgiving food?
I like the turkey because the wishbone.
The wishbone, huh? Mm-hmm. Have any of you had any advice from your parents as to how you should act on Thanksgiving? Yeah.
Like you don't say, oh, yuck, I hate this at the table.
Your parents say, don't say, oh, yuck. Okay, good. Now, we have a lot of people in our audience right now who are watching you, so why don't we wish them all a happy Thanksgiving, okay? 1, 2, 3. Happy Thanksgiving!
Oh, I think that's good advice. Don't say, oh, yuck.
Don't say, oh, yuck. I wish I had that advice when I was a kid.
Now, how was it teaching second grade?
Well, to tell you the real truth, I did feel, well, the kids were wonderful. They were just great. You know, all they wanted was a little guidance. What do you want us to do? And we'll do it. And they did it. And they were really, they had no self-consciousness at all. You might have noticed I could carry on conversations with them and not, you know, it was like I knew them. And I loved working with them. Miss David was very nice, too. That was fun. Yeah. I, on the other hand, felt like a turkey myself. I mean, I felt a little out of place. I don't know why, because I guess I don't really get to relate to children that much, you know. And so I really didn't know what they expected. And I just don't talk to kids that often. So for me, it was a little bit different. I think it takes experience and skill to be able to do that job. And I think the reason that they asked us to come in was in some way for us to participate in that process. And I think it was educational. Miss David said, when you talk with the kids, start out speaking at a rather low level, because then they can participate with you a little bit more. And I thought that was good advice, and I took her advice on that. We would like to thank, by the way, George and Bruce. George and Bruce are with Century Feed and Western Wear in Woodbury, Minnesota, and they provided us with our turkey, who is a pet and will be a pet forever. Okay.
Oh, that's good news.
Yeah, isn't it great?
That is very good news. Yes, when we come back, we're going to meet Stan Turner and Cyndy Bruato and look behind the scenes of Eyewitness News. Stay with us.
Tomorrow on Good Company, bargain hunter Vicki Audette takes us to a wholesale garment sale where you can find quality Christmas shopping items for less.
And the editor of Cosmopolitan magazine, Helen Gurley Brown, will be here in our studio with advice on sex and love and making relationships work.
Coming up next, in our studio, Cyndy Bruato and Stan Turner take us behind the scenes of Eyewitness News. Stay with us.
Madam, your diet soft drink.
Waiter, this isn't a diet soft drink. I don't taste that aftertaste.
Oh, sugar-free Dr. Pepper. Ow! Ow! Read the can!
I can't see it.
Oh, what a surprise. The taste is gonna open your eyes. Sugar-free Dr. Pepper. Sugar-free Dr. Pepper.
The taste is gonna open your eyes.
Growing, learning, caring. Make healthcare your career.
As a dental assistant, I really get involved. Preparing the patient, assisting the dentist, and working in the lab.
I enjoy working with people, and this job gives me the pay and responsibility I was looking for.
Make healthcare your career at the Minnesota Institute of Medical and Dental Assistants. Call 374-2742. That's 374-2742.
The Amorex 610, the finest precision rowing machine ever made. The purest synthesis of science, design, and craftsmanship. Stainless steel and anodized aluminum, married in one ultralight precision rower that turns basic exercise into pure fluid motion. The 610 Precision Rower.
Sale priced at the fitness store, St. Louis Park in Roseville.
Oh, no! My greatest pair of jeans! Totaled!
So wear another pair.
Oh, Grammy, you just don't understand.
Okay, if they're that great, don't use that dry bleach. Use Clorox 2 All Fabric Bleach.
Is it better?
Nothing's better for getting colors their cleanest.
But this mustard's a mess.
Clorox 2 is strong enough to get out that tough stain. No other dry bleach can beat it. Come on.
To get colors their cleanest, nothing beats the strength of Clorox 2.
Wow, Clorox 2's great.
Now that I understand.
Two of the best-known people in the Twin Cities are two people that, as another person in the media around here would say, they got good jobs. At least we're going to see if they really got good jobs today, because we're going to take a look behind the scenes at Eyewitness News and see what it's like to be anchor people on the Eyewitness News team. And to do that, who better than our guests this morning? Please welcome Stan Turner and Cyndy Bruato.
We just want to tell you that this is a totally friendly interview, nothing hostile, but we would like to know, Stan, how much money do you make?
I'll get to that in a minute, Steve, after I tell them what you make, but I want to know why we're following the turkey story. Don't you? Huh?
He makes more than you, Steve.
It's true.
Do you want to stock off now, or?
And I make more than you, Cyndy, so.
I'm going home.
And Sharon makes more than all of them.
I think everybody's quitting right now, right here, huh?
We're all going to go to New York and make a lot of money.
Getting serious for a moment. You two are the ones that we see the most of. But how many people actually go into putting on the news every night?
About 120 people.
That many?
That is about right, literally, when you count the engineers, the technicians, who are, vital part of the program, as well as the newsroom personnel. The newsroom personnel total about 100 right there.
Yeah.
So it's a big, big operation,
And
truly a team effort.
They're working round the clock, but you people come in about what time of day?
About 3 o'clock. Our shift is roughly 3 to 11. The night shift.
Right. The beauty of the business of this industry, though, is no 2 days are ever alike, so our day may start at 10 in the morning. If the governor is making a major speech at the Capitol, they may want one of us to be a remote anchor, that is, go to the Capitol, anchor the coverage there, and Cyndy, say, might anchor it back here. She might throw it to me, and I, in turn, will do something there. So the days are different.
Well, we set one of our cameras along on a more typical day, and let's take a look right now at what that's like when you come in around 3, what you actually do before you go on the news.
Okay.
Script writing.
Right.
Who writes the original script?
Everybody does, but there is probably 4 people, a producer, an associate producer, Stan and myself. And Stan and I also function as editors, which means when you get it, you tend to do a lot of rewriting. I think this is picking up the news. Okay, there's a good example.
Out of work more than a year and lacked special skills. The plan was pushed by 2 local community groups. The plan calls for businesses to seek out job applicants. The new Gallup poll says that 1 out of every 3 Americans in America is reporting problems with alcohol abuse these days. Pollster George Gallup says that the numbers mean that more and more Americans are becoming aware of alcohol abuse.
Hello. Hi. Fine. I'll tell you about that, okay? All right, Steve, what's going on here? We're about a half hour, 25 minutes to airtime. It's 6 o'clock. And this is last-minute script revision. This is the final editing process.
Funds today, this time against South Dakota officials. It's going to be quite a war between Minnesota and South Dakota. I guess it's taking the place of the Iowa-Minnesota contest, the put-down contest.
Up the back. Yeah, where you go?
Yes, it is.
Dennis, it just occurred to me, we could probably use, that Dennis.
Which one?
What would you battle for that story?
was thinking about, in order to free himself up to be an overseer on the show, that he would do some writing or write the newscast at 10.
Boy, that's fine.
The only problems I can see are nights when there's a station function or taping dialogue or whatever, and we've got to have time to break away and go upstairs too. So,
Well, I would say that, you know, it depends on how structured he wants it to be, you know. Yeah, I saw him talking to you. No, that's fine. That's fine.
we're discussing writing problems there as to who, Cyndy or I, will help the producers write the 10 o'clock newscast. It is true that between newscasts we often have obligations, speaking engagements. We go out to community groups as often as possible, and I have to go to press club board meetings, and Cyndy has her commitments as well, so we try to divide the work up. We're doing more and more writing on the 10 o'clock news ourselves now, which we're very happy about.
What you see actually is we do hard work in a very glamorous setting. You know, it looks like you're all dressed up to go out to dinner, and you're sitting there almost chewing the ends off of your fingernails trying to get stuff done before airtime.
Somebody once called this whole thing a controlled crash, organized chaos. Eyewitness News has obtained a copy of an audit that alleges misuse. So there we are, we're off and running.
And you're off and on it.
You know, I'm curious about what you were saying, taking a little more editorial control. You do go over your scripts and you change words, of course, so you can put it in your own words. But beyond that, do you really have a chance of changing the way the news is presented?
I think if we had a strong enough objection, of course, we would be listened to. For the most part, though, because putting together the news is such a group effort, I mean, it's the result of the work of, as we said, 100 people, but more importantly, the result of the work of the assignment editor, the reporter, the producer, and the anchors, that you don't arbitrarily say, I think we're running too strong a Republican slant in this. I think we ought to, you know, change it around. Let's not talk about Reagan. Let's get more from Tip O'Neill. That kind of stuff is not done very lightly or very often. It's weighed pretty heavily.
And it's equally true that we oftentimes, very often, criticize our own product. Mostly stories of omission, stories we thought, Cyndy and I and others thought maybe we should have covered or could have done differently. I think that's a healthy thing, and we're including ourselves in that criticism too, that we might have offered that idea, we should have thought of that, because after all, we are consuming news all day long, even though we physically don't report to the station, usually till middle of the afternoon, listening to radio newscasts, going through the papers, the usual thing that you do, nothing extraordinary about that. So we have a fairly good idea what the news menu is on a given day by the time we come in.
Do you feel that you are able to give a good description of that menu, or do you feel a frustration that there isn't quite enough time to really give the news that's out there?
That's the tyranny of television, particularly, and radio to a lesser extent. It's the time factor. We are in the business of distilling and compressing so much information into so little time that it is a constant, it's a chronic frustration, but it's a given in this business. We have to live with that. We have to accommodate to it. And this is the toughest kind of journalism to do well, because it takes a great talent on the part of our writers and reporters, everyone involved, to compress that information into a very short space, yet not cook out the vegetables, lose the essence of the story. So it's tough.
We have to break away for just a minute, but we do have questions in our studio audience, and we'll be back with Cyndy and Stan, so stay with us.
New Trident Mints invites you into a whole new world of cool, a world of icy freshness. New Trident Mints, shivers of frosty mint, sweetened without sugar. Nothing gets in the way of that tingly mint flavor. Trident Mints, cool refreshment, sweetened without sugar. Discover the breathtaking freshness of new Trident Mints, and welcome to a whole new world of cool.
Right now, many of you are looking for an aspirin-free pain reliever to relieve the pain of monthly cramps. For millions of women, the answer is inside this safety-sealed pouch. Pamprin. Pamprin is the only leading aspirin-free pain reliever that contains a special cramp reliever to fight monthly pain. Pamprin, for safe, effective relief from the pain of monthly cramps. Or for maximum cramp relief, try Maximum Cramp Relief Formula Pamprin in the red pouch.
Cloud, Minnesota's annual fall sale.
Marriott Kitchens are fall sale price.
These Homestead oak cabinets are 36% off list.
Americana's 38% off.
And the new Omni and Beautiful Meadow Oak are both 40% off.
Terrific kitchen bargains, eh, Ken?
You betcha, and there's more. The Midwest's largest stock of paneling, priced from $2.96.
Quarter-inch exterior plywood, terrific for fish houses, only $6.49 a sheet.
Armstrong ceilings are also reduced.
Cloud, Minnesota's annual fall sale is on now.
Direct from the factory to you.
I have to admit it's frustrating having a bladder control problem.
Because my real problem is finding the protection I need.
You need Depend for discreet, effective protection. Like this Depend undergarment. With a form-fitting shape and advanced absorbent system, Depend puts protection where it's most effective. Try regular or extra absorbency for bladder control problems.
The name says it all.
Depend at drug and healthcare stores.
Our guests are Cyndy Bruato and Stan Turner from Eyewitness News. We have a question for you here, yeah.
Yeah, I was just wondering, how did you get into the business broadcasting?
Which one would you?
Just
either
jump in.
Defer to the lady.
Well, I was a journalism major in college. I always wanted to be a journalist, and when I got out of college, I worked for a brief time at a newspaper and a magazine, but I got introduced to some people up in Duluth, and when there was an opening up there, the news director called me, and I wasn't happy with the job I held in Chicago, and I thought television reporting would be an interesting career. I didn't, at that point, realize I was going to make a major career shift from print into broadcasting, but it turned out that I did.
What was the problem, excuse me, Stan, what was the problem with the newspapers and magazine?
Basically, the competition was really intense, and so the job offers that I had were from small towns in Illinois that I didn't want to go to. I had an offer in Carbondale, Illinois, and I thought I don't want to work in Carbondale, Illinois. And then I thought, well, if I'm going to move to a small town, television would be a more exciting way to get into it. And I had been up to Duluth doing stories on reserve mining for a magazine that I'd been working on, and I thought I liked Duluth, and I liked the stories and the news that was up there.
In my case, Steve, and the gentleman who asked the question, I've always had a long-standing interest in current events. I can remember going back to grade school. It was my favorite subject. So I had this insatiable curiosity. I thought if I couldn't cure it, I might as well try and get paid for it. So I thought journalism would be the way to go. And I did major in journalism, as Cyndy did, but I went to the University of Minnesota. I'm a homebody. I've worked here all of my life. First job in radio and in broadcasting was radio news in the St. Paul station. But I've been here at KSTP now for 14 years this month, as a matter of fact. Started in radio first. Just a baby when I started here. Fantastic. I think still in diapers and short pants anyway.
How has KSTP changed in 14 years?
Well, for the better. It just keeps getting better. There have been more resources. There's always been a strong commitment to news here, and that just keeps growing and getting better. And of course, a lot of people have come and gone. But we find now in the last few years, there's a lot more stability. And we have people, I know the viewers can attest to this, people who have become familiar to you on our reporting staff elsewhere, so it's nice.
Plus, journalism, television journalism is growing up. I mean, you're growing up with it, and we're growing up with it. It's new. It's only been a few years since, you know, relatively a few years since there's been such a thing as broadcast journalism. So every year you see a new improvement. It might be an improvement in equipment or an improvement in the way we get out the information, but it's the process is becoming more sophisticated, and it's becoming more effective, and it's nice to see those changes.
Question here.
I was wondering, you know, it takes a long time for you to do all this, you know, in schooling. How many years does it take?
Oh, I don't think you ever get done. I'm afraid. It took, you know, 4 years of college, and I have a graduate degree. And then I'm 31. I've been working, probably getting paid for doing what I'm doing for 9 years. So I think, you know, before I think a reporter would feel confident covering news in the size of Minneapolis, St. Paul, they probably would have to have a college degree or the equivalent and about 3 or 4 years of work experience in a smaller city where the competition wasn't so intense and you could learn the basics and learn to make mistakes without having them be too consequential.
Is what you do stressful?
Oh, I hear that a lot. I hear that we're under tremendous stress, but I don't buy that. I never have. Sure, there's great competition for the ratings, and therefore there's a lot of pressure or strain, if you want to call it that, strife sometimes. But basically, I think about what my father did for a living, trying to make ends meet in the. I'm sure he was under easily as much pressure or strain as I am. So I don't let that bother me. I think it's greatly overdone, frankly. I really do.
Do you have to go back to school for refresher courses?
No. That's, well,
every day is a refresher course.
Right.
It is.
Okay.
I'm in school, but I teach journalism at St. Thomas College part-time. So that's a learning experience for me, too. And in a sense, that's a very real refresher because I have to keep on top of everything.
But I think that's a good question because you do, you know, a lot of other professionals do have to keep their training up to date, where our job is more on the job training, and you learn something new every day.
True.
Cyndy, how do you handle combining the roles of mother and anchor person? Is it difficult?
Well, it's a very full day. I don't think I've lost about 10 pounds, 15 pounds recently, and it was really easy to do. First of all, my kid takes all my food away from me. I guess I certainly appreciate any other working mother's situation. It's a long day, you know, but my husband stays at home, which helps, and he is there running things when I'm not there. I don't think I've ever been happier. I might be a little bit frazzled at times and maybe just physically tired out sometimes, but I've never enjoyed my life as much as I do right now. And I would take all the pressure in the world to keep that little baby. I mean, I wouldn't ever give anything in the world up for that. So.
Mm-hmm. How about you, Stan? Where are you in your life right now?
Well, I'm being raised by my 15-year-old daughter. She has a terribly difficult job on her hands, but she does a good job in spite of me. So we're getting along fine. Thank you.
Now, Cyndy, you're originally from Chicago.
Right.
Stan is from here.
Right.
Stan, this is kind of a little game here, but is there something about Cyndy that you see, some trait in her that seems common to people from Chicago? Anything like that seems rather Chicago to you that she has?
Well, that's a heck of a question.
I could say black hair, but
no, not really. I don't think there's, we're still in the Midwest, and I think it's difficult to pick out a regionalism that's different from Minneapolis, St. Paul. I think there's a lot of community between the two towns.
Well, Cyndy, how about you? Do you feel you have some traits that's, see, I'm from Chicago too.
Right.
And I think Chicago people do have certain kind of traits that are different, like they're a little bit more aggressive, for example.
Possibly, although I don't know, I've always thought that was more a matter of my education and the business I'm in than where I grew up. I do feel like Stan, though, in that I'm Midwest, and I think if I were to get transplanted east or west, I would feel like maybe there was a few differences between me and my surroundings.
She might be culturally deprived, having come from Chicago. It's hard to say.
There's an awful lot of concrete in Chicago.
Of course, sure. You're probably right. How about, is there anything about Stan that you think is unique to this area? Some traits that he has that are very of this place, you know what I mean?
Well, one thing I think is true of Minnesotans, but I guess it's also true of Chicagoans, though, is the intense interest in politics. Stan has just a really more than an adequate working knowledge of the political process, and this is a state that spawned good politicians and prominent politicians, and it's a good place to learn the basics of it.
Well, as you know, you're both turning out an absolutely superb product, and we thank you for coming on our show.
Well, we thank you on the behalf of everybody in the newsroom.
Indeed. Yeah, it's our pleasure. It's good to know you a little bit better.
Great.
Cyndy and Stan, thanks.
Later this week on Good Company, on Thursday we'll talk to Minnesotan Lonnie Anderson, and she'll tell us about her favorite role, that of real-life mother.
Also on Thursday, our field host Gary Lumpkin takes us to New Prague for a Minnesota getaway.
And Mike Farrell, B.J. Honeycutt of MASH, will talk about what it's really like to be an actor and a father in Hollywood.
Coming up next, Santa and Mrs. Claus rededicate their marriage after 500 years together. That's just ahead.
Up here at the ranch, you got some good things growing.
Celebrate the holidays with a countryside gift, a bountiful basket of fruit, fresh nut meats, cheese, sausage from Bob's Produce Ranch. To clients or friends, it's a thoughtful gift. For family, it brings the season's goodness home.
Bob's Produce Ranch, bring that countryside goodness to you.
Order your gifts by phone, 571-6620. Gladly delivered from Bob's Produce Ranch.
Knows the secret of old-fashioned candy store candy, so Brock's uses pure, real chocolate, good country butter, whole milk, plump raisins and cherries. What an old-fashioned value.
Old-fashioned candy store candy, the kind Brock's makes for you.
With all of the news going on in the world today, you need time to listen to details and hear every side of the stories affecting your life. That's why Eyewitness News at 5 focuses on one important issue every day, giving you in-depth reports that examine all of the facts. Plus, film critic Arthur Ballett gives you insightful movie reviews, and media commentator Michael Boyle keeps a watchful eye on the media. Eyewitness News at 5 on Channel 5, the news leader with new ideas.
Pull
new plump and juicy fried chicken from Swanson. So big, so meaty, you'll need 2 hands to handle it.
Reach right in there, America.
With both hands.
Swanson's cooking just for you.
Plump and juicy is some of the biggest, plumpest, meatiest fried chicken you'll ever get your hands on.
Swanson's cooking
New plump and juicy.
just for you.
There's a Santa right in our front row, one of Santa's helpers, I think, because as you know, Santa is very busy at this time of year. But recently, he did have a little time to come through the Twin Cities with Mrs. Claus because they were here to celebrate a very special event. Our field host, Gary Lumpkin, was there.
Tonight at the Medina Ballroom, a very special celebration is going to take place honoring a married couple that we all know pretty well. But I got to tell you one thing. The husband works too hard. And you know, one night every year, he doesn't come home at all. But through 500 years of marriage, his wife has hung right in there with him, and they're both pretty special people, and they're going to renew their wedding vows right now. Show's about to start. Now, even in the darkness, you can tell it's very crowded, as lots and lots of boys and girls came to see such famous characters as Alice in Wonderland, and the Toy Soldier, and a wide assortment of clowns, among others. Because tonight, after 500 years of marriage, Mr. and Mrs. Santa Claus were going to renew their wedding vows. Yes, indeed, quite an occasion. Why, Miss Piggy was there as the bridesmaid, and the Easter Bunny was the best man. And performing the ceremony, a royal wizard, no less.
Do you, Santa, renew your pledge of troth to Mrs. Claus to cherish, to love and help her in extending the warmth and spirit of Christmas from this day forward to forever?
I do.
And you, Mrs. Claus, renew your pledge of troth to Santa to cherish, to love and help him organize, prepare, and paint all the toys of Christmas for all the children of the world, to bake the Christmas cookies and goodies, and to spread the beauty and cheer of Christmas from this day forward to forever.
I do.
I now pronounce you anew as husband and wife devoted to spreading the true Christmas happiness from this day forward to forever. You may now kiss the bride.
Ladies. After the wedding, the children got to meet all the characters up close, and I decided I'd meet the children. What kind of a job does Santa Claus have?
Toys.
What does he do with the toys?
Give them to people.
Maybe I'll get some.
You're too big.
Where does Santa Claus live?
North Pole.
What does he do?
He brings toys
To who?
to me.
You did what?
I watched Smurfs.
You watched...
Smurfs.
You did?
Yeah. May I go now?
Of course, no wedding is complete without a wedding cake. And this wedding had a very special cake indeed. And in a few minutes, everyone there would get to have some, except maybe Santa, who was busy talking to the youngsters, but then maybe that was for the best, considering his image with some of the kids. Where does Santa Claus live?
I don't know.
What does Santa Claus do?
He eats things.
He eats things?
Yeah.
Where does Santa Claus live?
He lives up in North Pole.
Is that true?
Yeah.
What does he do?
He eats.
He eats? Yeah, that's a good thing for him to do. Bye-bye.
Bye.
But whether Santa eats any or not, the cake has to be cut. Excuse me 1 second. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but before you get going, first of all, wonderful ceremony. Thank you for having me. And one question that's been bothering mankind for years. The beard, Santa Claus, when you sleep at night, inside or outside the covers?
Well, now, that depends on how cold it is out.
Oh. Well, that's sort of an answer. See you next time. Well, one other thing. Here's my list, Santa. It's double-spaced in type, so it could be easy to read.
Television, you get there first with your list. There is one toy that is on the market that obviously Santa didn't make because it's being recalled. And we're going to have a consumer alert about that in just a moment. Stay with us.
Looking for that special gift? Try this. Here
comes the Mini Pops from K-Tel. Mini Pops, the cutest album you've ever heard. Some of today's best songs, all done the Mini Pops way. Your kids will love you for it.
This is an incredible value.
This is the music value of the year. K-Tel's Rock and Roll Fever Volumes 1 and 2.